Well, Iceland makes a person, if you live out in a country in Iceland, it makes you humble. There is no place for arrogance or even the slightest control of nature. So you very quickly, you learn that if you're not working with nature, if not serving nature, if you, sort of, then you will lose. Way to survive here and to maintain just like mental health is to sort of be with the nature. That means that it's very hard to plan ahead. You have to be very flexible. There's no next week or next month. You have no idea what the conditions are going to be. Either you can do it now. Of course, you can sort of look at the weather forecast and stuff like this, but nevertheless, it's always sort of, we live in a very short-term environment here in Iceland, and that kind of puts you very much in your place. But then again, if you accept it, if you just back down, sit down, and allow nature to teach you, you will get that humbleness. You will always come to a conclusion that you are the server, you are the one who serves the land, who serves the animal. And, if you're happy with that sort of as your life mission, then, Iceland is good. But if you're not happy with that, if you're not happy with serving, if if the weather gets in your nerves, if your horses or your animals get on your nerves and stuff like this, then Iceland is definitely a wrong place for you.
Sælir, já, hurðin virkar ekki að þér? Hvað okkur ekki? Það er rafmagnið? Já, já.
I think that a lot of people, that come to me, they ask me sort of, how's the winter? How can you survive the winter? And again, it comes down to the point where you have to be content with yourself, right? If you're not happy in your own company in Iceland, you're in trouble, So you have to be sort of satisfied of being alone, being in silence, and then also for this, to let go of the control. People today, a lot of people today, they want control. They want to know when they go on vacation, when the bus is coming, when they get the salaries, blah, 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 all this stuff. But if you allow yourself to I'm not saying that you should relax or not work or something like this, not at all. But everything doesn't have to go by the calendar, right? For example, the horses. I mean, horses are not cars or motorcycles. I mean, they don't have a brake. They don't have a stop button or go button. I mean, this is something that you have to develop. You have to develop a relationship with the horses, with the nature, where where both of you can live in harmony. And nature is nature. You are not going to control nature, so that means that you have to back up, appreciate it, respect it. But then again, also nature gives me my worst days, but also my best days. And Tilheyra means belonging, but it also means that you are part of something. And being a part of something here in Iceland doesn't mean that you have to own it. It just means that you are here. And in my case, I look at myself as the server. But then in terms of my horses, my friends, my teachers, I definitely don't own them. They own themselves. I'm very happy that they want to stay here. And my job is just to create, number one, a sustainable place for them, where they can my herd can grow and we can make a living from it, but also just to make an area for them, a place for them where they feel good and are happy. Well, I came to my point in my life. I was in business before. I was in finance. I realized when I was about to reach 50, truly, that I'm going to die. So I really accepted death. And I actually made a calculation. I had like 7,600 healthy days left. And then, once I had done this, then it materialized for me that, I have limited amount of days. I need to use them. I need to I have a family. I have children. I want to be a good husband, good father, but most of all, I want to be a good person. And through yoga, meditation, ceremonies, I started a transformation where I, number one, wanted to become a better person today than I was yesterday. That's number. I don't want to be the best. I just want to be better than I was yesterday. That's my only goal. And then in this process, I, like I said, got a lot of help from Icelandic magic people, which was fantastic. And they helped me find a path with this farm, both in terms of the growing that I'm doing. I'm the first and only garlic farmer in Iceland. I'm growing organic carrots, and then of course with the horses. And that was very hard, took a lot of bravery. It was very hard to peel away society, like family, co-workers, neighbors, that I wanted to go from business to become a farmer. But once I had found this, there was no turning back. There was I found my core. This is what I wanted to do. Was it scary? Absolutely. Super scary. Was it very hard? Absolutely. But it was also cleansing. It was also part of my cleaning process, is to sort of be here, feel sad, cry, happy, do the work, sweat, manual labor. It was a very, it was almost like a religious experience for me. So these are the trees that I'm planting. It's a very tough spring for them, but most of them seem to be alive. Now, part of what I'm trying to do in creating a sustainable, regenerating environment would not be possible without my guests coming here. So, in that sense, to keep this project ongoing, it's hugely important. For me, having guests over, I love people and I love have them here, but sort of the land is the most important. The horses is the most important, and then with the guests coming over, they help me make this, little paradise we have here. Letting go of control, letting go of your own ego, and this is something that you can learn. This is something that you can practice. A lot of my guests that come here, exactly. I mean, they have a 9-to-5 job. They sort of have their schedule. Then they come to Iceland. They're tackling the weather. They're tackling the roads, what have you. Nothing is on their schedule, and then they come to me here and they want to ride the horses, and then they can't control the horses because they are too tense. But we all have this, and we just have to. And I think sort of part of why people come to Iceland is also to try to connect with nature, try to connect with the animals. But it's impossible to expect nature or horses or whatever, any animal, to, on your terms, connect with you. You always have to go on terms with the nature, with the horses. And then there's a possibility that you can sort of get this connection that most people that come here to this farm are seeking. Of course, they're seeking good horses. They want to sort of have a fantastic riding experience, but a fantastic riding experience is the contact between the human and the animal. The Icelandic horse came here, 1,100 years ago, and they brought all these different kinds of horses here together. The Scandinavian small pony-like horses, and then also sort of the large European horses. But what has happened, and sort of the miracle in this, is that the Icelandic nature has carved out this beast that is sort of perfectly in harmony with the nature. I don't put a difference between Icelandic nature and the horses. It's one and the same thing. They can leave, but sort of most of the time what happens is that once they go out of the country to a different climate, to a different surrounding, to a different kind of training, we call it in the horse, we call it like they become flat. They sort of lose this proudness, this attitude, this, So it's the special thing that there is about an Icelandic horse in Iceland, which they don't have when they're abroad. Also, they sort of slowly, many of them lose it. It's as simple as this. In classical riding, you want control, 100% control. In the Icelandic ridership, we're talking 80% control, 75% control. The rest is allow the horse to be the horse, allow the horse to sort of be proud in sort of big movements. And then if he's not doing 100% what you're asking to, that's okay. we sort of I classify it itself. It's like this, and this is also with nature. I mean, you cannot, as a human, you cannot control the nature or the horses through masculine energy, which is power. You have to use the feminine energy. What the hell is the feminine energy? Well, feminine energy is guidance, where you guide the horse. Same with nature, sort of with the nature. You can sort of help it, but you cannot not control it. You have to feel. You have to feel the horse, understand the horse, and also with the nature. Sort of don't go against it. Don't try to go against it with the force, but sort of, you can maybe sway it a little bit. But you can't control it. Timing here is very important. I mean, this started 2010. We had the eruption in the Eyjafjallajökull, and that kind of sort of got us in the news. That's really sort of when the touristic boom started in Iceland. But what happened there what was happening on the sideline there as well was, of course, social media, Facebook and Instagram, and that sort of the power of the social media was tremendous. People started sharing. People started, and of course, magnificent photos of the volcanoes, etc. So that kind of, Mother Nature helped us get us on the map. Then let's also, sort of in terms of timing, we had in 2008 and 9, of course, we had a huge economic crisis here in Iceland. So with the arrival of tourism, it literally saved Iceland probably from bankruptcy. So we have, for the Icelandic persons, and all the Icelanders know this. So there is a very sort of, I think the Icelanders are very thankful for the tourist industry to come here. People are sort of, not only are they visiting Reykjavik, but they're also traveling around Iceland, which gives job opportunities, services, etc., culture around Iceland that was non-existent 15 years ago. So I think the Icelandic people, in general, vast majority is very, very thankful for people coming over here to Iceland.
You see, they're not even. No. And they're not even breathing. That are doing too much weight carrying on the front legs will develop leg problems. That's like the most common thing with horses, right? So, and good. Also try to have straight back. I mean, not extended, just straight and then shoulders down.
When, of course, all the answers are always here, obviously. But nevertheless, I mean, we should definitely be, we as the Icelandic people should be seeking more into the Icelandic magic, the power from the glaciers, the beauty of the sea, the depth of the sea, the sound of the wind. What's the wind telling us now?